Angelina Jolie to Brad Pitt, assault allegation. After much speculation, the subjects of an anonymous 2016 lawsuit in which the plaintiff alleges being assaulted by her then-husband on a private plane have been revealed as Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. According to a report from Puck, several years ago Jolie told an agent that Pitt physically and verbally assaulted her and their children when they were aboard the plane. Per the agent's notes at the time, Pitt allegedly took Jolie to the back of the plane, grabbed her shoulders and shouted things like, "You're fucking up this family." Jolie alleged that on the same flight, another physical altercation occurred, which caused her to sustain injuries, including on her elbow. She also said that Pitt was drinking at the time and had poured beer on her. Pitt's team has denied all accusations. The special agent then met with the assistant U.S. attorney and concluded that they would not pursue criminal charges, causing Jolie to anonymously file a Freedom of Information Act suit against the FBI in order to obtain documents related to the federal investigation against Pitt. That Jolie was granted permission to file a case against the FBI anonymously was an intriguing decision that captured attention in Washington, D.C., according to Politico. According to Jolie's complaint, which was amended in August, Ms. Doe has been seeking the withheld information for several years in an effort to ensure that her children receive qualified care and counseling to address harm suffered. Information withheld by Dodge and the FBI contains evidence of the harm. The persistent denial of that information to Ms. Doe, a victim of the assault herself, has hampered, and continues to hamper, her efforts to obtain for her children necessary ongoing care and medical attention, and has further harmed the children in the family law system. In 2016, Pitt was reportedly under investigation for child abuse by both the FBI and the Los Angeles Department of Child and Family Services after an incident occurred on his family's private plane. Pitt allegedly got physical with his son, Maddox, after the then 15-year-old intervened in a fight between Pitt and Jolie. Pitt's team denied that he hurt his son, issuing the following statement to People. He is emphatic that it did not reach the level of physical abuse, that no one was physically harmed. He did not hit his child in the face in any way. He did not do that. He is emphatic about that. He put his hands on him, yes, because the confrontation was spiraling out of control. Shortly after the incident, the celebrity couple got divorced, and Pitt publicly gave up drinking. No charges have been filed against Pitt. Angelina Jolie filed a cross-complaint against her ex-husband Brad Pitt on Tuesday, disclosing new details about what she described in court papers as abusive behavior by him on a private plane in 2016 that led to the dissolution of their marriage. In a court filing in Los Angeles, filed as part of a legal battle over a winery the prominent Hollywood actors once owned together, lawyers for Miss Jolie stated that negotiations to sell her share of the business to Mr. Pitt had broken down over his demand that she sign a non-disclosure agreement. That would have contractually prohibited her from speaking outside of court about Pitt's physical and emotional abuse of her and their children. Her filing goes on to describe an extended physical and verbal outburst in September 2016 as Mr. Pitt, Miss Jolie, and their 6 children flew from France to California. Pitt choked one of the children and struck another in the face and grabbed Jolie by the head and shook her, the filing states, adding that at one point he poured beer on Jolie. At another, he poured beer and red wine on the children. Federal authorities, who have jurisdiction over flights, investigated the incident but declined to bring criminal charges. Days after the plane trip, Miss Jolie filed for divorce. A divorce lawyer for Mr. Pitt, Ann Kiley, said that Mr. Pitt had accepted responsibility for some things in his past, but that he would not accept responsibility for things he did not do. Ms. Kiley also said that during divorce settlement negotiations this year, which were separate from the negotiations over the winery, a lawyer for Ms. Jolie had sent Mr. Pitt's lawyers a proposal to try to settle the case. and that one of the preliminary proposals had been a stipulation that neither party could make a derogatory comment about the other in public, except in court. Miss Kylie said Mr. Pitt's side agreed to discuss the term, but when Miss Jolie's side responded, she did not bring up the non-disparagement proposal again. The decoupling of Miss Jolie and Mr. Pitt has stretched on for years, drawn out by a court battle for custody of their children and, more recently, a lawsuit instigated by Mr. Pitt over the French winery, Chateau Miraval, that the couple bought more than a decade ago. Mr. Pitt's lawsuit, filed this year, accused his ex-wife of violating his contractual rights when she sold her half of the Compagnieto, a subsidiary of Jolie Group, without his approval. Miss Jolie's cross-complaint said she only sold her stake elsewhere after talks broke down over his demand for a non-disclosure agreement. Her filing states that the FBI agent who investigated allegations that Mr. Pitt physically assaulted Miss Jolie and their children on the plane in 2016 had concluded that the government had probable cause to charge Pitt with a federal crime for his conduct that day. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you on my next video. Bye!